Okay, we should officially be live now, I believe. Just going to make sure it's all working, and then we will get this show on the road. Yep, the audio sounds good. Before we start, as I said in the server about 15 minutes ago, I do have a somewhat big announcement. What is going on? Ethan, Giddy, Noob, Blade, Lucario, Sports Gaming YT, and Pokemon. What's good, fellas? The Fraud Box versus the Toddler. One of those frauds is going to win. So, for the announcement, we might as well get it out of the way now. Somebody did hint at it in the server, but I was able to download draft classes. So, I downloaded FG's class, and I downloaded a real 2023 class. The 2023 classes seem kind of outdated because it was with a lot of the beginning of the year projections. I found one that's a little bit more updated, but for every draft class I downloaded, DJ Uyunglele was the #1 player in the class. I'm not even kidding. So it looks like I'm not going to get him, unfortunately. But we will have a vote probably within the next couple of days. I have a feeling which one will win, but we will have a vote. Bears, that's for real OFL Bowl. So, for the off-season schedule, re-signings will kick off tomorrow. I think I'm going to do that tomorrow morning. And that'll last a couple of days. For those who have never done re-signings, I'll explain the whole process. Free agency will follow after, and then the draft will be within the next week to a week and a half, most likely. And then we'll be able to hop into season number 2 and continue to get things rolling. So now we need a user. I guess it technically is listing the Seahawks as home. So Dublin is 1 and Seattle is 2. Siri, give me a whole number between 1 and 2. Siri has picked 1, so I believe that's Dublin. But with the 2-controller thing, I got my other controller handy, we can still pick both teams' jerseys. Lucario is here. I don't think RNP is at the moment, so Lucario gets to pick the jerseys. I don't know when the draft will be. I think the earliest would be middle of, not this coming week, but the following week. The big announcement that you were right, I was able to download the draft classes. That was the announcement. I was able to download FG's class, and I was able to download the real-life classes. I guess you missed me say it earlier, but I went through like 3 or 4 2023 classes, and DJ Uyunglele was the #1 player in all of them. So, clearly they know ball. The greens, of course. Okay, so for Seattle, they have to wear something in white. But we can kind of pick. So we could do regular away. We can't do gray, by the way. Gray doesn't count. We could do all white. Yeah, see, I wish we could. Could we do gray? Would it actually work? Oh, maybe gray would work. Okay, so I guess we could do gray if we wanted to. I don't know how many white throwbacks they have. Yeah, they don't have, like, the throwback. So we want all white? Do we want all gray, or do we want white and blue? If we don't use FG's class this year, we will use it next year. So we will still use it. It's just a matter of when. I'll wear white to pay the neon greens. Okay, yeah, we can do that. Why won't it let me back out of Dublin? Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. Wait, what if it does let us do that? What if it does let us not have to make both teams wear white? Why don't we try it? Why don't we try to see if it works? If it doesn't work, we can just restart. But this way we can have dark green versus light green. We can try it. If it doesn't work, we'll quit out of the game. All right, here we go. OFL Bowl 16 is here as the Seattle Seahawks, the #1 seed in the NFC, face off against the 7th-seeded Cinderella Dublin Shamrocks, led by Lamar Jackson. The Shamrocks beat the 2-seeded Patriots, the 1-seeded Pioneers, and the 3-seeded Browns en route to getting to the big game. Both teams will wear green today. If it looks really bad, on the opening kickoff, we'll quit out of the game. But since they're both different shades of green, I think we'll be fine. See, they look super different. As we get to the coin flip, if only there was an actual coin flip. But we can't get everything we want. It looks like Dublin will start with the ball. Chuba Hubbard is back deep to return the kick. For all OFL bowls, we never sim. So even if one team is up 42-0, we don't sim. So before we start the game, everyone's going to make one score prediction. If you get it right, you'll get some sort of advantage for the draft. It'll be a small advantage, but it'll be an advantage. I'm going to guess Dublin wins 23-17. It doesn't matter if you guess the same or different as people. If multiple people get the score right, multiple people get the advantage. I have not decided the advantage yet. I literally just thought of this idea 2 seconds ago. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there if someone gets it right. No, it's not that you get the first overall pick, although that would be pretty crazy. Free agency in real life starts Wednesday. The tampering period starts tomorrow. So teams can start to talk to players tomorrow. I don't know if it's like the NBA and the MLB where like moves are announced tomorrow. I don't think so. Because normally it does, like, all the moves do come in on that Wednesday. Dublin seems to be the popular pick, which definitely was the case on the poll we had. Which, again, surprised me a little bit, but I don't know. It just feels like there's a magic about this Dublin team. Although they are starting with the ball, and I am always someone who likes to start on defense. But we'll see if the Shamrocks can start off quick. I just hope it's a good game. I don't really have a preference who wins. Both of these coaches have never won a championship. So I'm good if either team wins. I just don't want a blowout. We've had some very close games in the playoffs, and we've had some very ugly games. I think these two teams do play a fun brand of football, so I think it will be fun. Like if the Browns were here, although Nick's been here for a while, he does deserve a ring. It would be an ugly game, most likely. But I think this game is going to be fun. Gonna need a 28-3. That would be something. I'm pretty sure this looks like Arizona Stadium. I was about to say that's where 28-3 happened, but that's definitely not where 28-3 happened. That's where the Malcolm Butler interception happened. That was in Arizona. I'm gonna do the awards tonight. I know on Friday I said I was gonna do them yesterday. I kind of forgot, but I will have them done tonight. Since today's the last day of the season, pretty much, I will have it done. I promise. Second and 7 for the Shamrocks. Lamar looks to throw it. Who is he trying to throw it to? Huh, okay. All right, odd throw. That'll make it a 3rd and 7. We know Lamar can run with it. Both quarterbacks can run. He has to throw it away. So a good start for the Seattle defense as Dublin is forced to punt it. Seattle kind of feels like the sleeping giant. Even though they're 1 seed playing against the Cinderella 7 seed, Seattle still feels like an underdog. Oh, what a punt! Down at the 4, but Seattle should be the heavy favorite here. I think if this was real life, everybody would be betting on Seattle. And now Kyler Murray's going to look to prove the world right. An MVP candidate. I think his numbers were arguably the least worthy of the MVP candidates, but I feel like I still gave him a vote. I don't know if it was first, but I think I still voted for him. They're backed up at the 4, so we have to watch out for the possibility of a safety. We can't change scores. The score thing was only for the opening kickoff. Because the game's already started. So, it's kind of too late. 3rd and 9, Kyler's going to run with it. Kyler has a first and slides. So now they're out of safety range. We really have a running back at quarterback in this game, and on the other team we have Lamar Jackson. That was way too easy of a joke to make. It's more fun to make fun of Kyler than Lamar. I don't know why. Because everyone kind of drags on Lamar, and it's kind of stupid. But with Kyler, I don't know. It's just more fun. The March Madness bracket comes out at 6. Well, that's when the Selection Sunday show is, but usually they have like 15 minutes of like hyping it up. So it's probably going to be more like 6:30. But yeah, that'll be up. Then I think the ESPN app for the bracket will be up pretty soon after. I'm probably going to make the channel's bracket thing like shortly after the stream just so it can be ready beforehand. I'm contemplating maybe letting people put like 2 brackets in the group instead of 1. I don't know if I want to do that. But I guess I kind of have to make a choice soon. Are we going to get another what-a-punt? Down at the 1! This is like the punting bowl. Holy cow. Who needs Lamar and Kyler when you have these 2 punters? This is gold. Hate when people hate on Lamar for running back joke. You and me both. That got old quick. People have made that joke since he was in college. Like, yeah, it was kind of funny at first, but then it was just stupid after a while. I don't know how people have been able to stay with that same joke. Third and 9, they're probably just going to have to keep running it. Lamar's going to scramble. Can Lamar run for a first? He doesn't. He slides for a gain of 6. These punters should be Super Bowl MVP. So far, yeah. Punting bowl. Yeah, this game was meant for the Browns. A punting bowl? This had their name written all over it. With the field position, we won't have another water punt. And Seattle starts at a 46. They have great field position. Gain of 7. Gain of nothing. He might have actually lost a yard. Okay, no, he didn't. Seattle can't really run the ball. That's their big weakness. They have had Benny Snell as their starter almost all season since Alexander Mattison got injured. Yet they've still made it. I've always said you need to have a good running back in this game. And although I still think that's true, Seattle's been able to make it here without one, which is really impressive. If Seattle can get a good running back, which very well could be Alexander Mattison when he's back healthy, look out next year. The punter's legs are getting sore. Yeah, they had a busy day so far. This game does fit AFC North football, so because of that, the Shamrocks have to win, because they're in the AFC North. But Seattle is moving it. We have a big 3rd and 1. If they don't get it, I feel like they will kick the field goal, and with how the defenses have played, you need all the points you can get here, so that's probably the right call. But that's not going to matter as Keenan Allen gets 10. So I think that'll probably end the quarter, unless they get another playoff. Which it looks like they actually will. Final play of the quarter. Gain of 1 for Rashad White. So no points here for the first quarter. We do have 2 one-punts. But the Seattle Seahawks are marching down the field. They have it in a red zone. And are looking to score first en route to giving Coach RNP his first OFL Bowl championship. He's been close many, many times, even made one last year as the coach of the Jaguars. Ended up losing that game to the Bucks. I feel like that game was in Arizona too. I don't know why. But I feel like that game was played in Arizona. I would imagine the Cardinals lost an NFC championship that year because for those who weren't here in OFL 21, the Cardinals were pretty much the OFL equivalent of the Green Bay Packers. Their quarterback was the best in the league. They always made it far in the playoffs, but they could never get out of the NFC. The only difference was, unlike the Packers, they were actually likable. Keenan Allen scores the touchdown, and it is Seattle who is on the board. They had great field position, and they do capitalize to make it 7-0. Hated that. That was such garbage. You guys got screwed so many times last year. Like, it was funny, but I also felt bad because you guys really deserved to win one. The Chiefs technically won OFL Bowl 15, but we also had 2 OFL Bowl 15s because we had to do the same year twice. So the Chiefs won the first one, and the Falcons won OFL Bowl 15.5. The Falcons won the one that technically counted, but the Chiefs also kind of won. It's hard to explain, but yeah. Now I have to rely on RP1. It's going to be another 3 years before I get this close to an OFL Bowl. I mean, we'll see. The AFC North is good. The Shamrocks are here. The Aviators are good, and the Ravens have a lot of young talent. If Justin Fields develops, they could be good too. So the AFC North is going to be a very good division. The AFC North and the AFC West, I feel like, are the two to look out for. Although I think the AFC South has a bright future. And the AFC East is kind of just there. Although the season the Jets had, who knows, they could be the force. Is Urban Meyer currently a coach in the OFL? If not, sign him as my new offensive coordinator. He is not a coach. I think he's currently grinding somewhere, if you know what I'm saying. Yes, this is OFL Bowl 16. Technically, it's the 17th OFL Bowl game, but again, that's because we had 2 15s. I think I'll win one not next year, but the year after. I mean, it's possible. While we're on the subject of the AFC East, I kind of forgot about the Beats, but if they develop, they could certainly be a force as well. I don't know why I didn't think of them, but yeah, they exist too. Urban is currently grinding in a bar somewhere. Was that Cooper who got hurt? I wasn't even looking at the screen. I was looking at the chat. Did he go to the locker room? I'm going to go back in the stream and check. Good first down for Pollard. Oh, did it not show? It didn't show. Okay, so we have no idea what the deal with Amari Cooper is. Urban Meyer should get another NFL head coaching hire. Yeah, maybe from I'm trying to think of a funny joke, and I really can't think of one. Maybe he can sign with Tim Tebow's youth church football team. There you go. He can coach them. Packers should hire Urban Meyer. I agree. That'd be a good hire. Green Bay could use a guy like that. Try to push the team over the edge. Or I guess, in Urban Meyer's case, kick them over the edge. Dublin is quietly moving it down the field. Their offense is figuring some things out. They kind of needed to do something on this drive, and they are doing it. As Tony Pollard gets 3. Tony Pollard's like the most average running back in the OFL because he's not bad enough to be considered a bad starter, but he's also not good enough to be like, really good, like carry an offense. He's just kind of average, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. And he's young, so he's going to get better, but that's also the case with like every running back. Down from the 18. So imagine this is your deal. You get Josh Allen, but it's a package with Adam Gase. What is Adam Gase's role? Does he have to be your head coach, or can you make him like the janitor? If I can make him the janitor, then sure, I'll do it. As Dublin scores, I think that's Russell Gage with the touchdown. It is, and the Shamrocks tie it. But if Adam Gase is the janitor, he can't really ruin the team. He ruins everything he touches. So rather than ruining the quarterback, he would just ruin like the mop. I would rather my team's mop get ruined than the quarterback. Although you could make a case. I mean, having a good mop is important. Having a good vacuum is important. But if I get to hire Adam Gase as a janitor, then I'll do the deal. Other than that, I'd have to think about it. Justin, Detroit Lions hire Adam Gase as a janitor. Keep him away from DeAndre Swift at all costs. Even though he's not a quarterback, he's still an offensive player. Just keep him away. Don't let him touch Amon-Ra. Don't let him touch Hawk. Don't let him touch Penei Sewell. And God forbid, don't let him touch Jack Fox. That'd be the worst one. Can't let him touch the punter. I take that deal and then fire out. I think the catch is you have to keep Adam Gase. I think that's the point. 2-minute warning here in the first half. Both offenses struggled in the first quarter, and they're now playing well here in the second. Seattle has the ball, tied at 7. The Seahawks start on offense in the second half, so if Seattle has the lead going into halftime, that's a big deal. Okay, that was a weird play, but I guess it works. No, Adam Gase, I think, was being considered for the Patriots offensive coordinator position, but I think they hired somebody else. Adam Gase and the goofball have a great relationship. Why? Because they're both bad at their jobs. Although the goofball was good the final month and a half of the season. I give him credit. And because of that, I do not want a quarterback in this class. And I've been very outspoken about that. I'd still fire him. Even as a janitor? Come on. There's Marquez Callaway to 29. They're moving it. I think genuinely so far the Seahawks punter is the OFL Bowl MVP. Because had he not punted it to the 1, the Shamrocks had that bad drive. They punted it to give Seattle good field position, and now their offense is doing well. So I literally think the punter is the reason why Seattle is winning. Or winning. They have the ball in good field position now and are likely going to take the lead. All because back in the first quarter, that punt. It's kind of set like a domino effect. Joe Judge isn't the offensive coordinator for the Patriots, but he is like he's in their organization. You're right, he got hired by them, but I think he was like some of a role. That's what the Patriots do with all their fired coaches. That's what they did with Matt Patricia. They hired him as like a senior football analyst. Because Lord knows he shouldn't be anything higher than that. Legion of Boom Seahawks, but Trubisky is your quarterback. Dear God. There's DeMarcus Lawrence with the sack. Maybe the best player on the field tonight. Defensive Player of the Year candidate. I might have voted him second behind Ogba. I'm not sure. 2nd and 19. Kyler with a strike for the end zone. It's tipped. Tipped again and incomplete. That really should have been intercepted. Dublin for sure will not get another possession. Or they're not going to get more than like 10 seconds. So they really need to stop Seattle to a field goal. They can get a sack here. That'd be big. Keenan Allen with a good play after the catch. That sets him up in good field goal range. What is Matt Patricia analyzing? Matt Patricia's analyzing how to correctly put a pencil in your ear. Yeah, see, Nick and I think alike. Great minds think alike. Or maybe dumb minds think alike. I don't know. I did turn up the sliders for the interceptions. That should have still been picked, but before the conference championship games, I moved the user interceptions up by like 10, and I think I did the CPU ones by 10 as well. So they have no excuse not to catch those picks. The Toad shouldn't even be an analyst. So our first half is in the books. It's been a pretty close start, and it feels like the game has got more exciting as it's gone along. The Seattle Seahawks lead 10-7. The Seahawks open up with the football in the second half. So Seattle's in a good spot now, but we have seen RMP-led teams coach bigger leads in the past, so this game is far from over. Might go to Lakers Cavs on March 21st. That's probably like a highly anticipated game. I would imagine those tickets have got to be expensive because LeBron only goes to Cleveland once a year, other than not counting the All-Star break. So if you can get those tickets, you got to take that. Because obviously LeBron playing in Cleveland's a pretty big deal. His future home. Wink, wink. Patricia is analyzing how to piss off cornerbacks. He did it with Slay, he did it with Diggs, and thankfully he wasn't totally able to do it with Tracy Walker. Well, he did. He kind of did ruin Tracy Walker, but then Tracy Walker became good again now that he has like an actually good defensive coordinator. Shout out Aaron Glenn and Aubrey Pleasant. Someone's going to give Tracy a bag this offseason. I hope it's us. If it's not us, I feel like that should have been picked. I feel like the team is going to be like, who the hell is this guy? Why did we give him $10 million a year? They'll see. They'll see why. I really hope it's us, though. And now that I say that, he's probably going to get like 2 years, $10 million because of logic. If that was his deal, that'd be a steal. But he's too good to get that. Who's better, Josh Allen or Josh Allen? Can I pick or? I'm just going to pick or. Don't know why Patricia puts a pencil. I guess that's like his signature thing. Which is cool in principle. I remember the day we hired Patricia, I put a pencil in my ear just because to like be funny. So I think like the whole day I was like walking around school and I had just had a pencil in my ear. It's kind of hard to see with the hair, but still, I had a pencil in my ear the day we hired him. Obviously, I was wrong to be excited about that, but Josh Allen, good answer. Every Lions player benefited from not having a toad as a head coach. That's true. They went from having a guy they hated to a guy they'll run through a brick wall for. I am 69. That's been my age since I came out of the womb. It's kind of like a meme around the server. Somebody first asked me that, and I just said 69, and then I just kind of stuck with it. And it's been like that for 3 years. 3rd and 6. Nice play. Just give me Chark or Kirk on a fair offer, and we draft. I don't think you guys are going to go after 2 receivers. I would be surprised if the Browns signed anybody, like, big. Because they already got Mari Cooper for big money. Chark is going to get paid. Kirk is going to get paid. Hopefully not by us. I feel like Christian Kirk is either going to be really good or really bad for his contract value. There's going to be no in between. He's not going to be like an 800 yards guy like he was on the Cardinals. He's either going to be Tyler Lockett or he's going to be a bust of a signing. I just have a weird feeling. I would be more comfortable signing DJ Chark. A lot more comfortable. Although now we've been linked to Kirk, there is a rumor that came out I saw a couple minutes before the stream that said we were interested in Kirk, Russell Gage, and Braxton Berrios. And I really don't know how I feel about that list at all. Yeah, obviously you meant one or the other, but still, I don't think the Browns are going to go after 2 more new ones. What I meant was, like, since you guys already have Cooper, I don't know if the Browns really want a veteran. And if they do get a veteran, that probably crosses receiver off at 13. I still think Christian Kirk can be good, but I feel like he's just such like a weird player. I don't know why. Braxton Berrios, future Alliance wide receiver 1. God, no. Please don't let that happen. I'll take Berrios for like $5 million a year. That's fine. If we sign him to like 2 years, $10 million, I'd be happy with that. But that feels kind of pointless because that's the contract we just gave Josh Reynolds. But like $5 million a year for Berrios is fine. But I have the feeling he's going to get more like 7 or 8. And I don't really want... I'm not interested in that. Kirk, I feel like, is going to get double-digit per year. Chark, I think, will as well. Oh, look at Kyler go! Down to the 29. Patricia would have signed Berrios. That's facts. Can't say no to White Lightning, can you? Cooper, Chark, I cannot speak. Kirk/Chark and Wilson, please. Well, Garrett Wilson's going to be ours once we trade down to 5 and 7, and then trade down again from 7, because I don't really want a wide receiver at 7. I think Kirk was kind of used wrongly in Arizona. I don't know why. I just get a weird vibe from him. Because he's just like an inconsistent player, and I don't really trust that. But if we sign him, I obviously hope he pans out. But I would almost rather just go after a true alpha. Because I think Amon-Ra St. Brown will be like best as like a number 2. I don't think he's ever going to be a number 1. I think he could be a really good number 2. Like a Golden Tate. So the guy I want, I don't think Juju would be interested in us. But I've been a big Juju guy for a while. I think a change of just scenery would do him well, and I would love that. Chark I'd be very happy with, too. Kyler should just run it in. He's going to look to run it in, and he does! Kyler Murray puts Seattle up by 10. He's doing his baby Yoda. The Seahawks are now up by 2 scores. This is more boring than the OFL Bowl. Yeah, because that game was really good. That game was one of the better OFL Bowls. That was arguably the best one of OFL 21. Although the one that we won was really close too. And the one we lost. Jeez, pretty much every OFL Bowl last year was really good. Does my family know you have a YouTube channel? Yes, they do. Kirk is a deep threat guy used in the slot. I feel like he can do a little bit of both. He kind of like has some similarities to Amon-Ra in a way. Like both players can do both, but they don't really specialize in either of them, in my opinion. I think Amon-Ra's a little bit more reliable, but I think the ceiling with Kirk is higher. Of Chiefs, Tigers, or Tigers, Broncos. Well, that would require every NFC team to forfeit. 3rd and 5, they run it. Huh. Okay. Well, that was an odd call. Only gain at 2. They're going to have to punt it. If Seattle scores here, Dublin is in trouble. As that concludes the 3rd quarter, Seattle is 1 quarter away from winning the OFL Bowl. They're up by 10, and they have the ball. So let's see if they can finish it off. Thoughts on Cliff Kingsbury? He's not a very good coach. I think they made a mistake by extending him. He should no longer... I wouldn't say he should no longer be the coach, but I would not have extended him. I think his seat should be burning hot, but since he just got extended, he's got at least 3 years before he has to really worry. Wow, Kyler lost like 13. He played by Lawrence. If you sign Kirk, put him around the slot and Kirk wide receiver 1. The problem with that is I think Christian Kirk might get wide receiver 1 money. He's not a wide receiver 1 to me. Like, I would almost rather get like a true alpha or somebody who can be an alpha. Or even like an Allen Robinson, because he might not be a long-term investment. Wow, what a throw. Allen Robinson wouldn't be a long-term investment, but he's been a number 1. He's been a proven guy who can do it. He might cost more than Kirk, but I feel like I would trust him a lot more. And he's from Detroit, so I feel like he'd want to play here. But I feel like Amon-Ra is the perfect Robin, so I would rather sign an alpha than a Robin. Kingsbury is simply the Cardinals coach because he coached Mahomes. Yeah, but those Mahomes Texas Tech teams weren't even that good. I don't know what like enticed them so much other than he was like this young offensive guy. Like, what is so good about Cliff Kingsbury? What is his redeeming quality? I really don't know. Keenan Allen brings it inside the 5. Uh-oh, they're getting awfully close. Keenan Allen's had a really good game. Imagine not having an alpha receiver. Shut up. Cliff isn't bad, he's just inexperienced. I don't think Cliff is awful. He's not terrible. But he's, like, collapsed every year he's been the coach. Like, it's not even just the playoff game. It's before that. Like, in the month of December, and even, like, you know, as the late part of the season goes along, his teams just fall apart. And that was also the case when he was a college coach. So it's just, he's not a good end-of-the-year coach, which is kind of important. Why is the defense in, like, a goal line package when Kyler's literally in shotgun? They're literally asking for, I was about to say they're asking for disaster, but Benny Snell lost 4 yards. Why did they run it? They had, like, 9 guys in the box. And the offense was in shotgun. Why would you run it? That just seems like a really bad offensive call. Not that it matters. They shoot a lot of clock, and they're up by 13 with 4 minutes to go. But that just feels like a really odd play call. So Dublin isn't totally out of it, but they're not in a good spot. I will say, if Dublin scores here, they should be able to get a stop, because the Seahawks have not ran the ball well at all. Lamar Jackson has been in like 5 OFL Bowls. He's never lost. He's 5-0. Or is he 4-0? No, he's 5-0, but he played in 4. He won 2 in OFL 19 with the Rams, started only one of them, and then he won the 3 in OFL 20 with my team, the 49ers. So Lamar's never lost an OFL Bowl. He's trying to go the full 6-0 like Michael Jordan, but he's going to need a big comeback in order to do so. And that's a good way to do it. Trey Quinn, high IQ, work ethic receiver. Last guy in, first guy out. Hard hat, blue collar mentality. Lunch pail type of guy. Player I'd let my daughter date. Has to cut the hair, though. That joke is just too funny. Oh, there's another guy I let my daughter date. It's Dallas Goedert. It's not as funny with tight ends, though. If we were here, this game would have been so much more fun. Are you sure about that? This is the team that just blew you out. Second and 6. They've got to continue to move quick as it's Gage who's out of bounds at the 19. If they can score before the 2-minute warning, I feel like that'd be kind of the big deal. That's not Gage. That's Zach Pascal. I apologize. But I think the hardest part here for Dublin is going to be actually scoring. I think their defense should be able to get a stop. Don't run the ball. Why? Why would you do that? I feel like they need to score before the 2-minute warning. And why would you run it? Why are you running? I'm not saying I would use a timeout here or anything to make sure you score before the 2-minute warning, but I feel like that's smarter than running the ball. Nice stiff arm. So we're now at the 2-minute mark. Seattle is in the driver's seat, but the game is not over. Dublin has it in the red zone, trying to make it a 1-score game. Can they do it? They do have all 3 timeouts. They cannot use one here. They can't. If I'm Lamar on this play, I go for the end zone. That's not the end zone. Why are you running me, but insert it at the end? Second and goal. Lamar has an open receiver in the back of the end zone. It's Zach Pascal. All right, so the Shamrocks are going to make it interesting. They're not out of it. He was definitely in. He was definitely in. Yeah, he's good. So it's a 1-score game. If I'm Seattle, call me crazy, I would throw the ball. I know it's chew clock time, but they have not ran it well at all today. Maybe you run it on 1st and 2nd down, but if they don't get it, oh, the play's reversed? Wow. That shocks me. Wow, okay. So now they got to get it in again. And that should have been picked. So Dublin might not even get a chance. 4th and goal from the 2 for the ball game. Handoff for Pollard. He is stopped. Seattle got him on the goal line. And that's probably the ball game. Wow. I don't know why you would run the ball. I would have thrown it. Ironic, because Seattle knows a thing or two about throwing the ball on the goal line in the Super Bowl in this stadium. It didn't work out for them, but I still would have done it. Look at Benny Snell go. He has just won the OFL Bowl for the Seattle Seahawks officially. RNP is getting a ring. RNP has been a coach since day 1 in this league, and he has gotten screwed countless times. Lost an OFL Bowl last year at the Jaguars, but here with the Seahawks, gets his revenge, and is now a champion coach. RSV is no longer in the tier of the most screwed coaches in the league, with guys like Husker, RSV, Nick, and, God forbid, Ethan Apple. As Kyler Murray, in my opinion, the OFL Bowl MVP, takes a kneel down to finish off the job here for the Seattle Seahawks. So now he's going to do one more. 20-7. Did we have anybody guess the score close to that? Probably not, because almost everyone said Dublin. The people who guessed Seattle correctly are Ethan, Nick, and it looks like those are the only two. The people in the server who got it right: Nick, Jose, Boomy. Is that Naruto? No. Oh, that is Naruto. Okay. Naruto got it right. Garrett and Dan. And technically I voted for Seattle, but I had to vote for everybody, and I got it wrong. So Seattle watches the Lombardi Trophy go through. The Seahawks are our first OFL, well, technically our third, but our first full season of OFL 22 is won by Coach RNP, quarterback Kyler Murray, and the Seattle Seahawks as Kyler hoists the Lombardi up. And the Seahawks, for the first time in OFL history, are the champions. Who's everybody's OFL Bowl MVP? I think it's Kyler. If not Kyler, I think it's the punter. I genuinely think the punter makes a case. Because that first punt to the one gave Seattle the momentum in this game, and they didn't look back. So that's why I think the punter makes a case. Kyler played quite well. Lamar was... the trophy is bigger than Kyler. That's facts. Both teams didn't really run the ball all that well, other than Kyler, who had a great game on the ground. Keenan Allen was very good as well. If not Kyler or the punter, it's Keenan Allen. Nobody on defense for him really stood out. It was just kind of a team effort. Only 2 sacks in this game were both by DeMarcus Lawrence. I don't believe we had any turnovers. Who's the punter? Tyler Newsome. I've got to be honest, I've never heard of Tyler Newsome in my life. Who does he play for? While we're on the subject. Oh, he plays for the Cardinals. How fitting, because it was in Arizona. Why did the game just crash? Okay. This is exactly what happened in the Eagles playoff game that we lost to the Bears. That's exactly what happened. So the game didn't save, but we saw Seattle won it. So we're going to force win it from the Seahawks. I can't go through awards because I haven't tallied the votes yet. That's what I still have to do today. That's why I haven't revealed them, because I haven't tallied the votes. Can I not force win it? Oh, is it because I'm not the commissioner? Hold on. Let me go back to the Vikings. If it's not going to let me force win it, I'm going to be triggered. Replay the game. That's how RNP would lose, by us having to replay the game. That would be hilarious. But yeah, we're not going to replay the game. Seattle won. If it won't let me force win, which would be weird, okay, it will. Do it on stream? No, because that'd be boring. You guys wouldn't want to see that. And it's just me counting in my head. It's 20 minutes of me counting in my head. I don't think people really want to see that. Because it's not like just as simple as this player got this many votes, this player got that many. It's like a point system, because you get more points if you get like a first place vote. Imagine if I accidentally forced a Dublin vote. Then I'd probably go back and redo it. Giddy wants to see you count, but nobody else does. Oh, wow! 31-7 is our new score. So Dublin still scores 7. Looks like Kyler Murray's still going to win OFL Bowl MVP. So, good. I want you to count. 1, 2, skip a few, 99, 100. There's my counting. Can we see retirements here? We can't. I don't want to simulate to the re-sign phase yet, because I still don't have the coach for the Austin Bats. And they do have an actual coach now. So, if I sim to the next week and create the Austin Bats coach, they won't be able to re-sign anybody. So that's why I would show retirement and regression, but I don't want that to be an issue. They gave the MVP to Jermaine Pratt? Are you kidding? Why? That's stupid. What did he have, like 15 tackles and a sack in the new game? That's not as good as Kyler. This game is obsessed to giving it to defensive players. Whose numbers are better, Kyler's or Pratt's? It's got to be Kyler. Kyler's numbers are not that impressive. But at least Malcolm Smith had like a big pick 6. Jermaine Pratt just had a lot of tackles. I think there was a defensive player who even played better. I guarantee it. Hold on. Let's see the new box score. It doesn't really matter, but hold on. Okay, so it's not going to be one of the running backs, but running backs actually had pretty similar stats. I guess it wouldn't be one of the receivers. Keenan Allen played better in the actual game. Sam Hubbard had 2 sacks. Would you rather 5 tackles and 2 sacks from a defensive end, or 15 tackles and 1 sack? Probably Pratt. I guess Pratt deserves it over Hubbard, but not over Kyler. Derwin James forced and recovered a fumble. Okay, that's kind of the big deal. Maybe he deserves it. The true OFL Bowl MVP is Tyler Newsome. Facts. That's true. So I guess that'll end today's stream. I know it was a short one. Probably like 45 minutes. But we only had one game to get through. Actually, hold on. Will it show me regression at this stage of the offseason, or is that just in the re-sign phase? Where do I check that? I honestly don't remember. Is it... It's like team progression. It's not even here. Okay, so I guess I can't see it. So that will end the stream, because I don't think we can really do much else. The re-signing video will be out tomorrow, which is when we will kick off the offseason. So I hope everybody enjoyed the OFL Bowl. I hope everybody enjoyed the first season of OFL 22. And now we hop into our second offseason, starting with the re-sign phase. If you're new to the league and you've never been a coach for an offseason, I will explain how that goes tomorrow. If you've been around, it'll be like the same as it's been. So, yeah. Hope everybody enjoyed. Peace out.